Hey guys, welcome back to Hatchets Hooch. I'm Hatchet. We got Johnson's with us. What's up, Johnson?
Not much, man. Ready to do some sampling here.
All right.
Excited about this.
Well, today we got some Crown Royal bourbon mash.
Yep.
That sounds incredible. Now, let's talk about this. Crown Royal is a Canadian product, right?
Yep.
With the Mounties and the A's and the boats and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Crown Royal's been putting out some insanely good flavors here in the last 2-3 years. Let's go through it. Maple, that Regal apple, oh, heavenly.
It's good. It is really good.
Salted caramel, heavenly.
Very good.
Vanilla, and now bourbon mash.
Bourbon mash. This is a wild little creature we have here.
Yeah, it is. It's like you know, when you go down in your mom's basement and you start putting you know, scientific pork crap together and you come out with a frog with chicken legs.
That's right, right.
Well, that's what this is. Speculation's going around that, you know, Crown Royal is a blended whiskey, and you have different whiskeys that are in barrels, and then they put them together, and that's how they make Crown Royal. And supposedly, what I hear, this is just one of those barrels,
Well,
one recipe.
There was a limited amount of these that was aged in a barrel that had previously been bourbon.
Okay, well, it says
So the
here
history
that
with it.
it's used new American oak, white oak barrels, which is what is used for bourbon, and then there's also ex-bourbon barrels, which is used ones. So they use both of them, and it doesn't say how much of what, but that is part of it. So it's a little bit of a mystery of where this is coming from and what the actual, you know, percentages of what is.
So what do we guess? We guess that the name of this product will change.
Yes.
That's what we think.
I think they said at May 4th it can no longer be called bourbon mash.
Oh, so you already have confirmation of that.
No. Speculation.
Speculation.
Yes.
I
It's
think
gonna be
there
called
is
something different.
there's something about the Americans own the rights to label that bourbon.
Right. It has to be an American-made bourbon.
So
you know, the
this
Japanese is
looks
making like a Japanese whiskey, but it has to be called whiskey. It can't be called bourbon. So being this is just called bourbon mash, it's still it's a gray area. But I think they're going to be changing the name here soon. But
excitingly,
we're going to get to try
we
something.
have this.
We have a level, a measure that we are expecting out of this Crown Royal, because Crown Royal has done so good with their previous flavors.
I believe this is kind of a certain stage of their, you know, going into all these different flavored products, or what's bringing it into just the regular flavor of Crown. I think this is kind of a staging area, as in it aged a certain amount of time here and there and all this to get it actually to the purple bag, and now this bag is kind of one of the stages before it.
Right.
I think.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm excited.
Look at that sexy bag.
Yeah.
So Crown Royal is known for their purple bag. Then they've done the green and the orange, like Halloween style. And the vanilla is like brown. And then there's black. Crown Royal makes some awesome bags.
Listen, folks, I keep telling this man that he needs to get a under the bar can. Okay, at this moment you could be watching him fiddle and go through, and if you could, I'm sure we've showed you this several times. It is really magnificent. Every time I get behind here, I'm like, man, it's impressive. But the only problem I think we all have is that we really don't drink anymore. I think we used to do a lot more drinking than we do now, and there's just bottles pile up.
And here's another.
Yep.
All right, so pretty bag. You said it looked like a copper penny.
I think, yeah, a lot of people put, you know, put their change in these kind of bags, and this one will be a perfect penny bag.
Look at that pretty bottle. Woo! Bourbon mash.
Man, I'm excited. I don't even know what territory we're in here.
Canadian. And it has a sticker on the bottle. This is not bourbon whiskey. I guess it's been, you know, confused.
This is a big deal right now, boy, guys. We're catching this in our day and time, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that history will forget, probably.
Oh, it's pretty, ain't it? It's got a good color to it. I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty dark. Crown Royal is dark anyway, but this looks like it's pretty comparable to the purple bag, regular Crown Royal.
Yep.
All right, right, Johnson. And this is an 80 proof, just like the regular Crown Royal. I think one of them we had was a 70 proof.
This is going to be good. It's so dark.
It is dark. So, now, you know me and Matthew are big bourbon fans. So this has got some big shoes to fill here. So I'm hoping that this is going to... I'm not expecting a bourbon out of this. Not at all. I don't expect a bourbon. I'm expecting a sweet, bourbon-flavored whiskey.
I'm thinking that, I mean, it's so dark. I'm thinking we're going to get a lot of the char in this deal.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of barrel
well,
flavor.
you never know.
Like it says, it's aged in new American white oak barrels, which is charred really good, and then used bourbon barrels. So maybe that's where they're getting some of the bourbon flavor.
So there may be a little bit of sweetness coming in with the bourbon.
But Crown Royal is always sweet.
But it depends on what stage that I'm sure
True.
that you're at. So we may be at the stage that just before it gets sweet, which would be, you know, a little invigorating.
Oh no, oh no,
sweet.
It smells like sweet.
Oh man, that's so much barrel.
That's gonna make my little tooth go ooh.
No sir,
Oh.
that is almost a single malt.
It smells really good.
Well, that's just. I guess it's been a while since I had some Crown Royal. There's.
Oh no. Crown
that barrel
Royal
is there,
yes,
man. It's always there.
The charcoal smell is there.
It's really heavily.
The oak smell is there, and caramel, maybe, or even butterscotch, maybe smell. I mean, it's there. It's got a great smell.
See, that's where the two barrels, the
Right.
white oak, and then going into the old aged.
The old bourbon barrels.
Mhm.
All right, let's try it.
Man, I'm excited. Single malt. Wow, that's a barrel.
It's got a little bit of heat to it.
That is really good.
Kind of what you would expect from a Crown Royal.
Well,
The sweetness comes in right in there behind it. What you would expect from Crown Royal.
the flavor is good, yes.
The
Very
flavor, I'm not going to go with good.
That's what that
I'm
heat
trying to compare it to a
washed
bourbon.
over.
It's not a bourbon. It's got some bitterness to it, quite a bit of bitterness, which maybe come from the oak, the charred oak.
I think that's wonderful.
You like that?
That is wonderful.
I'm on the
This
other
is
side.
on the rocks. You wait till you
This
get
ain't
this
on the
over.
rocks.
Well, it
We're
will
going
be.
to put it on the rocks.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
whenever you would normally drink this, I would say you have a rock glass and over the ice, 3 or 4 pieces of ice, like you would a good shot of Jack. You know, this is wonderful.
Now that you say that, Jack Daniels, I think, compares to this.
Exactly.
How Jack Daniels has a roughness to it. That's what I'm getting from this. But there is a sweetness that
This
Crown
is,
Royal has.
You just had a rough day of work. You all come in, you pour 1 rock glass, and you actually take the time to swirl the ice, relax. This would be an excellent drink for that. I don't think you're going to sit and hammer on this bottle. If you do, you're gonna have more brewed than I got. That's for sure.
Being hot like that, I'm not a fan. It has a roughness to it that
It tingles.
that you don't expect from a sweet Crown Royal. It has a roughness. The black was like extra bold or something. It kind of compares with that, but
I don't much remember that much heat off a Crown. Really.
no,
Not
there's
like this.
there's more heat than you
This
get
is
from
really
normal
really good.
Crown Royal's, known for being like a higher end brand for smoothness and sweetness and people
And
buy
still having
that.
that potency
But it's
and
still a
alcohol.
mixing drink. It's still a mixer.
Yeah.
But
Smell it now. Smell it now. It's boldly different.
Some of the roughness went away.
It's got a twang to it now.
yeah, some of the roughness went away. It's got a little twang.
Man, it's hard to place it though, isn't it?
I mean, it's trying to be a bourbon, but it's just not there. It's not a bourbon at all.
Which I think it's supposed to be an in-between place. maybe this was.
I think maybe the age difference on this.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what I think.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean it's not
this is
aged
brought out
nowhere
earlier.
nowhere near as long.
It's what do you call it? Cask.
But where does the color come from? I mean it's dark.
The barrel, you know.
Barrel ain't gonna make it that dark in a
Oh
short age.
Lord, yeah. I mean, well, it's double. It's still double aged right now, isn't it?
No.
It had the white oak and then aged,
No.
or was it partial?
It's some in each, and then they mix them together to make this.
Oh man.
From what I understand. Let's try it.
I hope this hangs around and keeps this flavor.
You like it?
I do.
You can have it. No, I don't know. Let's try it here.
That's what I think it is. And it's almost leaning toward the Scotch a little on that. Yeah.
It's got that roughness, man.
That rough.
That jagged edge. Like, when I drink Jack Daniels, I think about the barrel, the inside char that's been, smoked real good, and it's got the rough edges of the charcoal. And that's kind of the way it tastes to me. And this is tasting the same way. It's real rough. It's not got a smoothness that you would get from a bourbon. It's not got the sweet and smoothness that you get from regular Crown Royal.
Right. Well, see, that's why I'm excited about it, because I really do like the tobacco whiskey. It really has that whole feel with it, and I'm impressed. This is like Jack has a certain taste that over the ice you can't hardly compare it to much, but you do have to enjoy, straight whiskey over the I guess bourbon.
Well, when you talk to Jack drinkers who don't go for the gentleman, this barrel select and all that crap, just straight Jack, they like that roughness, that harshness that comes with Jack Daniels. And I feel like that's what this has got with it. It's got a harshness that I don't care for.
I think if you're getting together with the cigar guys and you want to try something different, you will appreciate this, right? It's really good.
I don't smoke cigars either, but I can see where they would pair really well with a tobacco.
Very well.
Like when you smoke a cigar and it gives you that after flavor in your mouth, this would just blend right in there with it.
It would be great.
Definitely.
It would be great.
Now the question is, could we mix this with Coke? I think it would work pretty decent.
Yeah, I think it would be more of the fizz. When you mix a Coke, you'll see all the brown bubbles on top.
Right.
I think that's exactly where you'll find this laying. Right along with that feel on Coca-Cola.
I don't think that it would be a big stretch to mix it in real good with a Coke. I mean, it would work pretty good, I would think. And you're not getting a bourbon.
It's not a full bourbon.
Right.
It's not going to have that low lying warmness. It's going to be it's going to be sharp. It's going to be distinctly in there.
If I'm out at a club, and me and my wife was in Steamboat, Colorado, and she ordered a rum and Coke, Captain Morgan Coke, and I ordered a Makers and Coke. And when it came to the table, she tasted hers, and it was so sweet from that rum. And then I tasted mine, and I hadn't had it in a long time. I haven't been mixing liquor in a long time. And man, it was so good. It was just like, it was perfect. And I said, here, try this. And she tasted it, and she got the same way. She's like, oh my God, it's so good. Makers is a weedier bourbon, but you get that complexity from the bourbon, and this just don't have it at all. It's too rough.
Yeah, this is over the rock cigar drinking whiskey right here. It's not anything else. I mean, I'm surprised. I really am surprised. I thought for sure this would be heavily sweet. You would still have the heat, but it would be masked in all these mysterious flavors of Crown Royal.
The sweetness that is in this kind of reminds me of making a moonshine from sweet feed. Like you would feed the horses, which has the molasses in it and the different grains. The bitterness that comes with that is what I get from this. So the sweetness on this, I feel like, is like a sweet feed.
I think they really, like I said, if this turns out to be something that was either a mess up or something brought it about to where they had to change the name and they had to get this batches over with, either way, mixing the two different charred barrels as an old one and a new one, this, I think, turned out excellent. Excellent.
All right, price point. $29, $30, which is normal for a Crown Royal. Some of them is even a little more. I think the purple is probably 32. So for $30, man, I would buy a local North Carolina bourbon like 1712.
Yep.
What do you think?
I mean, like I said, this has an appropriate time and place. You know, it is an extremely you would have to have an acquired taste, more or less, to the stoutness, the richness, as it's called, the rough edges of the charcoal.
There you go. There you go.
I like that. But I think you wouldn't waste your money. But you definitely want to be someone that can appreciate, you know, a good hard Jack Daniels on the rocks, or you're not really going to enjoy this at all. You know.
Don't go into this thinking you're getting a sweet Crown Royal.
You're not.
It's not sweet Crown Royal.
This is actually might be what the whole excitement is, because everyone I've ever had is, you know, it's always heavily sweet. And even the purple bag, I really I could do one glass and then I'm done. I really,
it's
so sweet. I usually can't go much more than that.
So, all right, man. Good review here, because we were on total opposite ends here. That's good. Usually we're on site there, but yeah. All right. Get some, mix it, drink it straight. Tell us what you think.
You know what they say?
You know, that's up for interpretation. I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all think about this bourbon mash.
I think this is one that y'all should get together on, because this is something you want to try, because this is rare. Whatever this becomes or is, it's rare. You don't find much of this.
Yeah, it's definitely in a league of its own. I've not tasted anything close to it other than, like I said, Jack Daniels, and Jack Daniels is nowhere near this. But it has some similarities there.
Now, I have been craving a single malt for a very long time now. Whenever Old Dignify comes out, I'm so excited about it. So.
All right. Well, like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Hatchets Hooch, and we'll see you next time.